And we are back with more HGTV stories. This one is my favorite show, Chip and Joanna Gaines. Everybody knows them. That's the only show I think I really watched the most of over the years. Usually on the trips in the hotels, if flipping the channels on vacation, and what else to do? Let's just watch construction show. But here's the story on this one. Chip and Joanna Gaines are the stars of HGTV's Fixer Upper. They run Magnolia Homes, renovating all houses in Waco, Texas. Many of these homes were built before 1978. On the last show, we actually covered that, like the whole lead bed paint scandal with the Home Depot and other contractors dealing with, which means they may contain lead-based paint and known health hazard, especially for kids. The EPA requires all contractors working on pre-1978 homes to be certified and to follow strict safety and record-keeping rules to prevent lead poisoning. Allegations were the EPA found Magnolia Homes that did not want to use certified renovators for projects in homes with possible lead paint, skipped some of the required lead safe work practices like properly containing dust and debris, failed to provide homeowners and tenants with the required EPA Renovate Right pamphlets before starting work. The violations were discovered after reviews of Fixer Upper episodes and further investigations. So the outcome was actually they have to pay a few dollars. Magnolia agreed to a settlement without admitting fault. They paid a $40,000 cash fine and committed at least $160,000 for lead paint abatement in low-income Waco area homes and child care facilities. They were required to post lead safety onto all of their into their websites, create educational video featuring Chip Gaines, and include a lead safety segment in the episode of Fixer Upper. I absolutely love the outcome. Actually, it's probably the best you can get. You have a very cool talent educating people on the rights. Love it. What do you guys think about the story?
It's the first story I've seen in a minute that the outcome was actually productive. It wasn't money going to the state. It wasn't attorneys winning it all. It's going back to lead abatement, low income, and the educational videos being added to their program. I think it's absolutely a fantastic, terrible that happened, but fantastic outcome.
And it's not like we have a victim here. It's not like, some kid is, so they caught them for not following the rules. And I feel like they made example of them. They're like, hey, you're on the show. You have very popular home improvement show and you're not doing it. What is going on here? I love everything about the story. So it's still my favorite story. And they're like, you know what? Guilty as charged. Here's $200K. And I love actually what they did. So they paid $40,000 fine and committed at least $160,000. So it's commitment. So which is very plausible. What do you think, Adams? Adams, we have two Adams today.
Love that.
I'll jump in. I think it's interesting. We talked about the productive stuff they contributed, like the educational video and stuff on their website. And I almost feel like that messes with or sets off your integrity, right? Like going forward, I made this commercial about lead abatement. Now I have to set the tone for being the contractor that follows the right processes. So I think it doubled up, like you were saying, Sam. They were productive in being educational and informative. And I think it was the right penalty to help them make the right choices going forward as well.
You're absolutely right. And I think it does create an accountability measure, right? And tries to increase the body of knowledge, right, that HGTV is ultimately providing to its viewers. The interesting thing is that the EPA caught wind of it by reviewing episodes of TV, which, historically roofers are running around on roofs with no fall arrest and stuff like that. And it's kind of like you're putting it out. I remember years ago running Facebook ads when I had a roofing company, and people would be like, OSHA or OH&S in Canada, like they're going to catch you on a roof with no fall arrest and you're going to get in all this trouble. And I was like, I'm doing media. It's different. I'm not working at height. You have this thing, and to see that the EPA is seeking litigation, right, through the lens of safety by watching a TV show. So where does that go next? Right.
But why not? Why not?
I agree. It's just how many roofers are out there walking around doing Facebook lives because somebody told them to, and they're up there and their guys in the background are not wearing fall arrest, right? Like it's a very like, and you do like for a while it was like the fear was there that they would just like look you up on Facebook, see the guys weren't wearing a harness, and like send you a fine in the mail. To my knowledge, that has not been a thing,
The
but this is proof positive that it could be.
the real
Dimitri,
question that
don't you have a story about media catching something fall protection related?
Yeah, I'll
Handstands.
share it later.
I mean, my real question that came from this is, they said it was discovered after reviews of Fixer Upper. Is the EPA paying people to sit and watch Fixer Upper episodes? And if so, can someone please DM me the link to that application? Because that sounds like my dream job. For sure. That's
There's a
awesome.
Glassdoor job application for
Yeah.
that one.
I'm sure it was they were watching their off time and happened to catch it. But, this is something we talked about in the last episode as well with this lead paint thing is no contractor I'm aware of doesn't know about lead paint. And especially one like Chip. He's been around a long time, right? So how did this slip through the cracks? We saw this with that Home Depot incident where they went through and then afterwards they're like, all right, from here forward, we'll only hire people that are certified to work with lead. Well, that was the expectation you were held to before. That was the legal standard. The first time around, you didn't do it. Why is it you saying that you're going to do it this time going to be better? And at least in this case, the outcome they agreed to, and I agree with what you said, Adam, about them there being a precedence that they will do it because they've created these videos. But how many times are we going to see this where contractors didn't follow lead abatement on, or even get lead tested on a pre-78 home? I have yet to find a contractor isn't aware of it being an issue, and I don't understand why it keeps happening.
Here's my take on it. I think it's generally, I blame it on a lack of education. If you have, let's say you build planes like for Boeing, and let's say you work in the wing and you just like putting some nails or some screws, some bolts, right? If you've been through educational course and you understand the pressure of that wind, like 10,000 feet in the air, like the vibrations and everything, right? You're gonna do good work, and you're not gonna sleep on you're not gonna be slacking off because you understand the importance of it. I would say if a contractor ever go through this 1978 pre-78 course and actually pay attention and really thought about like kids dying because they we all have kids, even if you don't have kids, you have someone with the kids, right? You don't want a 2-year-old put something in the mouth and potentially die from it, right? But it's a lack of education. We have a lot of contractors in this country who are so proud that they did not finish high school. They wear it like with a badge of honor. Like, look at me. I did not go to college. I did not go, and look how successful I am. And then you have them not completing courses, not doing I know a lot of contractors who do like asbestos abatement, right? Like there's the procedures for everything. And then you look at the job site and it's very, very basic. What you're supposed to do. You're supposed to wear the mask, and it's just negligence. It's like, I'm not going to wear a mask. Well, don't wear the mask. And in your 50s, you're going to have a lung cancer from all the silica dust for 20 years. Mm-hmm. That's just the negligence and lack of education for me. Like that's how I look at it.
No, in Minnesota, you're required to go through the lead stuff to get your general contractor license, correct? Is that in every state? And if not, why not?
I think it's in every state. I think it's federal.
So every general contractor is they are going through those classes to get to that point.
Unless they're on their phones and again, like you can go through the class, but my problem with all of that is it's a lack of accountability. Mm-hmm. Like you go through the class and you take that certification, but then who is checking? Like who's making you accountable? If you're not doing it, who is inspector? Who's gonna call you out on it? Like I love that someone on their vacation probably watched that show and decided to file a case. Like I don't know.
I like that.
I think the inspection process is by municipalities. I know it's a lot of work to inspect thoroughly, but man, some of the cities where I work in, the roof inspection is send in your ice and water pictures, and then the inspector comes out to see if we installed drip edge. There's no verification of the work being done properly. I think that would make a big difference on the quality of contractors that are working out in these communities. If it would be a lot like Adam Sand, you were talking about government involvement in more things. It would be more government involvement, but isn't a lot of accountability right now.
I think there's a good way to do government involvement with this, right? Because they're collecting, tens of thousands, hundreds of $1,000s in fines on lead issues across the board. They could send out, like I've had vehicles that have recalls. And how often when you have those recalls, do you get flyers in the mail monthly, sometimes weekly, letting you know, and they're obnoxious letters. The government could go out and make a program where they send out they have record of what age houses are. The government could go send out letters to everyone with a pre-78 home once a month and just big red letters, hey, if you get work done, make sure you get tested for lead. You had to know the home. And they could force that education out to the masses as well. I think that'd be the right way for them to spend this fine money and, do good with it rather than just padding their own pockets.
I agree. Adam, you have something to add? I have a final message on this story to our homeowners. If you're the homeowner listening to it and you do live in a house pre-78, it's probably downtown area, like that's where usually older houses are. If you're about to hire a contractor, my advice to you, don't contribute to this issue by going with a cheaper bid and also by ignoring this elephant in the room. A lot of contractors not doing it because they're not charging enough. They're not valuing their time. They're thinking about price per square foot, price for materials, labor, sub, right? So it takes time. A lot of times this problem happens where you did not account your time, because it takes time to bag properly, the scraping windows and stuff, going that extra mile. And if you did not bid properly on the job, you're probably going to rush through it or not do it at all. So homeowners, go with the contractors who are thorough and make sure they're compensating for their time. And if you're going with the cheapest bid, most likely they're going to ignore it. When we come back after the break, we have one more last story for you. And this is also a very spicy one, homework scandal. And homeowners, speak out. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome to Roofing School 2.0. This is our second version of our famous roofing school. In the last 2 years, I have traveled to over 100 roofing companies, and this is what Roofing School 2.0 is all about. This is not my content anymore. I'm bringing you the best of the best practices from the best of the best roofing companies all over the country. From California to Baltimore, from Minneapolis to Florida, you will see what works and what doesn't work. I'm gonna show you inside of those companies who are killing it right now. Companies who just started a couple of years ago and today they're doing millions in sales and they're profitable. You will have full access to absolutely everything inside the school, all the content and all the documents. You also will have unlimited graphic design. You will see a lot of ideas and unique practices inside the school. We can help you with the YouTube editing videos. You can make us admin of your channel. We can remotely edit few videos for you. I do believe in the retail business model and I do believe in organic content. Organic content kills. You can spend money on ads, but if you're good at organic content, your ad spend will always bring you more jobs in return. Check out Roofing School 2.0 and I'll see you inside.